Anya Cooper, currently International Marketing Director for the makeup category at Parfum Christian Dior. I started my journey at LVMH as an intern more than 10 years ago in the exact same PCD makeup team. Right after my internship, I wanted to move abroad, and I found my first job in London, where I worked for a top beauty player to develop their cosmetic franchise. After 4 years there, I had the amazing opportunity to come back to Parfum Christian Dior and join the international makeup team as product manager. Being an international marketing director means that you navigate through a wide variety of touchpoints, and every day feels different from another. The most important part of your job is to define the global strategy of your category. Each category, fragrance, makeup, or skincare, has a different purpose for the brand, but all of them need to be in line with the brand DNA in its expression. Once the strategy is established, you work the category positioning and long-term image within the brand, while in parallel creating a product innovation plan. You define the identity of your category through the campaigns and the storytelling, but also through the packaging and formulas. For this part, we work in a close collaboration with Peter Phillips, our creative and image director. Then, we also study our consumer to work a tailor-made omni-channel activation plan for each launch to make sure we hit them at the right moment of the purchasing journey. We lead the entire 360 activation: on, offline media campaign, merchandising, training, sampling, CRM, and of course, we do it at a global level, but we drive and design centrally all operational aspects for the key countries. This is a big part of the job, of course, but another big one goes with managing and monitoring the top line and bottom line growth of your category, the market share performances, profitability, and complexity. Brand management for me means working on two main pillars. The first one is to define the brand DNA. Which core values does your brand stand for? What messages, what story do you want to convey when people think about your brand? This is fundamental to work on the brand mission, because by definition, it is what will build its long-term desirability, and also how your brand will stand out from all the others. The second one is to get to know as much as possible who is your client, to better talk to them about your brand in a way that feels authentic. In the cosmetic fields, the competition is quite ruthless, and new brands are launched every day. But a lot of them die in the 2 to 5 years of their launch because they didn't manage to keep a strong link with their client across time. They didn't manage to keep the conversation going between them and their client. The main challenge of a brand management for an international label like Dior is to stay relevant locally while conveying your global brand image. And this is where an omni-channel approach based on customer centricity makes sense. You keep the global brand image, but adapt it to the different way of consuming assets on the different local ecosystem to stay relevant and to maintain this conversation with the clients. There are many challenges we are facing in the beauty industry. And one of them, the most important of them, is for me the omni-channel approach. Beauty, and especially makeup, has been for the past decades all about trying the products in store and having a great brick-and-mortar exposure. Podium, big counter in the hottest spots of the department store. Now, and especially since COVID, e-commerce is sometimes the biggest distribution channel. Our customer is in need of a privileged online experience that feels as good as the offline one. And it becomes even more challenging when you can't control everything with e-retailers, for example. If you take the example of China, there is a multiplication of e-commerce platforms, and each of those have a specific customer journey, different target, different assets to play. That said, it doesn't mean that our customers are not looking for unbelievable and never seen before multisensorial and immersive experiences. This is where the omni-channel approach is more important than ever. You need to understand how your clients shop and on which touchpoints you'll better engage with them. Basically, it means that you need to talk to your different customers through various channels that each have different ways of working. But in the end, conveying the same message. It's a true challenge. Nowadays, customers don't expect from a global brand like Dior to only have beautiful packaging, institutional campaigns, and the biggest shows ever. They need to feel that they are sharing the same values as your brand. We know that for every customer, but it's even more true for the younger crowds, the one that we need to recruit to stay relevant across time. When you are one of the beauty leading brands, I strongly believe that values like sustainability, inclusivity, and female empowerment are true must-have to defend, but you need to find your own way of doing it. A way that feels authentic to your core values and heritage. Actually, I think there is nothing worse than a brand trying to tick all the boxes but with no real commitment. Sustainability is a matter of eco-design, but also an everyday approach in the asset creation, for example, or the merchandising materials you choose. This is encapsulated in our Beauty as a Legacy brand statement. For diversity and inclusivity, it needs to show and irradiates not only on every asset and campaign of the brand, but also in the product offer. For a very long time, we couldn't offer a perfect foundation matching to our client. But since 2022, in the Forever range, we offer 43 shades to match all skin tones and all skin types. This is what inclusivity and diversity means. To conclude, I would say that working on a daily basis on the makeup category of Parfum Christian Dior is a matter of passion. The passion to write the story of the category and its iconic franchises like Rouge Dior, Dior Addict, and Forever within the global brand architecture. The passion to make the category shine globally while being more desirable than ever. The last word of this course are from Christian Dior, who said himself, "Whatever you do in life, do it with passion."